wanna do a podcast? We make a darn good team. It always goes without a hitch. Let's head to Twitch and go start up the stream. Do you wanna do a podcast? It's the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Let's start now. Hi everyone and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast.
Come? Alright, I'll do my own bit for myself.
Oh wait, no silence.
We're doing it. Get off the road.
I'm going to try to time this correctly. Now. And Boater said, "Let there be light."
Let there be light.
Yeah! I foretold it.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Boater.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Koala.
Koala who?
Koala Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Fair. You know what? I'm going to give that one a pass because I did not see that where that one was going or where it was coming from. Fair. Very.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast. We were discussing bad jokes ahead of time, and the topic of knock knocks came up. I'm Boater.
And I'm Dave, man, and I'm fixing our prediction, and I forgot what the name of the thing that I bought.
Also, Dracula Kisses shouldn't be on there.
Oh, absolutely. I'm still fixing.
Okay, still fixing. Hope everyone's doing well today. Welcome to Nerd Glasses. Welcome to an awesome week with a ton of great announcements in it that we will get to very shortly. But first off, let's do a bit of a follow-up when it comes to Twitch bans. Dave, do you remember... sorry, evening that out. Do you remember that there was a word that some people were arguing was a slur, and some people were saying it's not nearly a slur on the same level of other things? Something that we used with the synonym saltine?
Yes.
That was something, I think, earlier this year, where that was just like someone using a word
People
that starts
certainly
with a C,
were,
but similar to saltine,
Yeah.
or such, facing consequences on Twitch, regardless of how it was used and so forth.
Yeah.
One of the people who got action taken against them for that was streamer Hassan Piker, I believe. Actually, I wrote this down after seeing it and didn't get the chance to refer back to it because I'm professional like that. Anyway, this past week, he received first an ominous tweet that there was a package on his doorstep. A tweet from a brand.
Oh, no.
A tweet from Ritz. And after being very wigged out, he then went and got the package. And opened it up. And among boxes of Ritz crackers, I can say so with the, the context like that. There was also a plaque. They gave him a pass to use the C word in streams and not face repercussions.
Yes! That's such... See? Corporate America, that's how you do.
I like honestly, people are quick to trot out the Laser Crab silence brand thing, but that's fun. I mean, it was a dumb thing to start with, and this is not exactly timely, but it's still fun. So that is... There wasn't a specific band that came to my attention today, but as a follow-up on a previous story, that's what I've brought to kick off Nerd Glasses today. Welcome, Auntie. How you doing?
Auntie actually very much making it unfair because he streamed a particular game today that we are going to be talking about in our games that are coming out in the next 7 days, and it's not fair because I was looking up the game and writing down the details for it, and then I was like, man, that game looks like it would be a lot of fun. And then Anthony was playing, and I was like, man, that game is a lot of fun. And I certainly didn't just buy a lot of games recently.
Oh, is Dave feeling the pinch and unable to splurge at the moment?
I mean, no, I could. I could comfortably splurge, but I'm not gonna because
Because dang it, I need to have stuff for my list for people to get me for Christmas.
yes, if you're one of my family members and haven't yet held me upside down and shook me for my Christmas list, because my response to everyone is, what do I want for Christmas? My two front teeth, world peace, nothing and like it.
David, it appears you still have your two front teeth.
Well, not
If you
very
want to
long.
get them for Christmas, you need to part ways with them.
Oh, it'll happen. It'll happen. Especially if I go on Caroline shoot. Bam! But what's coming out in the next 7 days?
Yes, I was gonna say,
Well,
why don't you go
I
ahead and
have
fill us
got
in on
some
that and other
topics for
things.
you. Coming out on the 22nd, a game in Auntie's words is better than it has a right to on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and the Series X, and Windows. It's Evil West, a third-person shooter. I know, but hear me out. You play as a vampire hunter. I know, but hear me out. You are one of the last of your clandestine organization to protect
I know, but hear him out.
on the American frontier. I know, but hear me out. It's literally all the tropes over the last 2 years that have been burnt out by other games put into one game. And
Mega burnout.
the most video gamey game I played in a long time, and that is a compliment.
Nice.
It looks good. It looks tight. It looks like it plays well. And you know what? If you're into the Western Gothic future shooter aesthetic, then by God, this is literally what you've been waiting for.
Okay.
If you ever watched the movie Wild West with Will Smith,
That
and
is
thought,
that is Wild Wild West.
if you ever watched the Wildest West with Will Smith, the direct-to-DVD sequel, good movie, says Taco Pill. I know.
I haven't actually watched it.
Really?
Really.
You
I've
know
always
what?
intended to. I've never actually gotten around to it.
Of all the films that I have watched, that could certainly be one that I would recommend, because at the end of it, we laughed. We ate some popcorn. Some of us farted, and then we laughed at the end of it. And I mean, for the way that it was made, it was supposed to. And
good.
Will Smith's songwriting in it, just mwah.
And elevated to another level by Neil Cicierega.
So, if all of those different plot elements, storytelling, little pieces, and or set dressings do it for you, and it does it for me. Evil West out today, and after watching Anti-Klaus Prime, twitch.tv/Anti-Klaus Prime, check him out, playing it, I'm in! Look at the flamethrower! Come on!
It's also giving me vibes of the Wild Imaginary West, which is a setting that Boylai Hobby Time, which is a YouTuber, does. He makes a lot of dioramas and such, and so he does a lot of Wild West themed stuff, but that is teched up with a sci-fi element to it. And yeah, it gives me a lot of the same vibes.
I just have to know if at any point when he's holding that 6-shooter, does he reference the time? Because if it does, sold. So that's out today for all those systems, consoles, controllers, and I will certainly be fighting my impulses to buy it on Black Friday when it goes on sale.
Dave, I think I know something it's not coming to. No pulse.
Oh.
Okay. Most consoles, you can expect it to come out.
Now, this game is a thing I would like to discuss as a conversation topic for a little bit, but also today coming out for the Xbox One and the Series X, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. This game came out December 16th in 2021 for Windows and PlayStation, and now Xbox owners are able to team up with Freddy Fazbear and attempt to escape the hellish, absolutely criminally-ish conditions of a children's restaurant and eatery. Um,
Okay.
I, I mean, it got generally favorable reviews.
Yep, I've heard a lot of
Um,
good things about Security Breach. I saw a lot of YouTubers playing it. There was definitely some jank going on in some of them, some bugginess, but
oh yes, and so my say to you is this: regardless of the fact that Boder and I do have very, very, very ancillary ties to Scott Cawthon. Um, fuck that guy, but I mean,
yeah, at this point,
it's
thanks for the $500 you donated to St. Jude a while ago, and now you can just keep disappearing. Thank you.
yeah. Stay off of social media, thank you. But I mean, not a bad game, and he's not very much involved with it except that it's his universe. So
Yeah, he gets residuals, whatever. He's not really developing anymore, but I'm sure he still gets residuals from the IP,
oh yes.
which is why I try not to engage with anything Harry Potter. Anyway,
Go on Etsy, type in your house, type in a Harry Potter character you like, things like that, and you will find, I promise you, some of the coolest stuff for half the price of the crap that you see in big box stores that has the Wizarding World written on it. Just as a heads up.
yeah, if you absolutely need to get a Harry Potter fix, like I try not to expend mental energy on it, but if you need to get your Harry Potter fix going on,
Well, just because Harry
pay
Potter
small.
isn't your big IP.
Well, it's more than that. I won't necessarily go into it, but like don't uh, J.K. Rowling owns the IP and everything like that. So if you get it official, she gets money. So help out a creator on Etsy instead if you gotta. Anyway, you had a
We're
question
looking.
for me like 2 minutes ago.
A game. Oh, we're going to talk about the topic in
Okay.
afterwards. But this game, a part-time a timed exclusive as opposed to a console exclusive.
Yep.
More on that in a later bit. This game also releasing today is a sequel, a continuation of a 2002 PlayStation 2 intellectual property. That game, Gungrave Gore.
Whoa.
Gora. Gunslinger of, and this is going to frustrate you as much as it frustrated me. You're thinking RE, what 2 words? Nope, resurrection. And they just capitalized RE in the word.
Okay.
Damn it. This is a game about revenge, about betrayal, and about the idea of if you ever wanted to star in an anime. It's all of those themes mixed together into one, coming out on the 22nd for all major consoles.
There are certain genres of anime I wouldn't mind being in. There are others that I would not.
Gungrave, a like it or hate it franchise for a lot of people, and this is certainly one of them.
It's one that I recognize because of my time at Game Nuts, but like is not one that I ever personally engaged with. If someone hasn't played any Gungrave before, how would you pitch this to them 3 sentences or fewer? Like, what kind of game is it?
Oh,
Because I'm not familiar with Gungrave. This all looks cool, but this is all pre-rendered cutscene.
picture yourself if the plot line of the Punisher was in an anime.
Okay.
You are betrayed by an organization you formerly worked for. You are thought dead, but no, you're not, and you're going to kill everybody for it. And that is the plot of of Gungrave Gore, as many of the other titles have been.
Okay, cool.
Interesting characters, lots of cool things going on, and visuals straight as far as the eye can see. Gungrave Gore, by the way, got a prequel on the PlayStation VR. There was a Gungrave title made specifically to tease this Gore coming out, and it got generally liked by a lot of people, friends of Gungrave and people who hadn't played before. This is a title you can jump in at.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have had to have been playing the Legacy up till this point, but because it doesn't leave you in the dust. But if you know it, you'll like the
Yeah.
references and nods too. The last game, Boner, buckle in because this is the biggest of all of them.
Hold on.
Coming out.
Ow. Caught myself in my buckle.
Coming out on the 29th for Windows, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, the Series X, Nintendo Switch, and Boater, unfortunately.
I won't even check. It makes me too sad.
It would have been a Stadia game.
It would have been a Stadia game.
It would have been a Stadia title. This is the game Soccer Story.
Okay.
Listen to the. I'm not going to read this. This is the plot of it verbatim.
Okay, please.
To the visuals you're seeing.
Okay, please.
A year since the Calamity trademark tore apart the very foundation of soccer as you know it. Soccer Incorporated has abolished all organized soccer organizations, groups, and the game itself. But you, the player, have been chosen by a magic soccer ball to change it all. I know what you're thinking. I want in, and that's exactly what I thought when I read that pitch. This is a game,
This
RPG.
could have saved Stadia, says Auntie.
I mean, it may have. This game looks
That
fun.
sounds amazing.
It's an
the
RPG.
Third word of Calamity trademark.
Exactly. It's got cheekiness, it's got winks, and it's got in-game football mechanics for you to use to complete puzzles
so
and
much
challenges
fun.
and things like that. And by God, if I'm going to buy a sports game, it's going to be that. Like,
Everyone, look, Boater's playing a sports game. What?
just Boater starts playing Soccer Story, enjoys it. Boater, you're playing a sports game, has existential crisis.
Boater, you're playing a sports game. No, I'm playing an RPG with sports elements.
with
I'm
sporting.
playing a sports-themed JRPG.
And
I'm
that
playing Final Fantasy IV with football.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all the games coming out in the next 7 days. Make sure to check out the poll as it is still live for what snack we shall be trying. The options are Red Bean Mochi, the Mystery Box, and Snowball Citrus Cookies.
Okay.
Could they be awful? Could they be good? We'll find out.
Oh my god, the new Steam app is so awful. I just want to wishlist Soccer Story. Like, please.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited about that game. And I feel like we need to get ourselves added to a list because apparently that game had an
I'm
open
already on
beta.
so many lists. Wait,
But,
what?
like that game had an open. You and I collectively are on so many lists, both together and separately as a separate entry.
Soccer Story. Alright, let's add this to my wish list so I remember it exists.
Apparently this game had an open beta, and I got really depressed when I realized. But first of all, it was closed, which was good, because that's not good if it's open right before the game comes out. But like, damn it all.
So, Dave, what have you been getting into in the past week? What are you consuming?
Well, I was lucky enough to go with a select group of wonderful folks on Thursday night at midnight to get a copy of Pokemon Scarlet.
Right.
And I didn't play that game until Saturday morning because I work and I do things, and it made me kind of angry, but I also had a really great time at the pre-release. Thank you to Steve, Alec, John, Valai, Nana, Nicole, oh my God, and Kai.
We were watching something just before we went live talking about the kind of worker protections that people enjoy in the EU and like the amount of vacation that's legally mandated and stuff like that. And like, I know people that have spent vacation time to play a game. And it's like, oh, hey, you've been here a while, so you can afford to use a few days vacation for that. I have 2 weeks vacation. I'm not using it to, play a game as it comes out, but that's the kind of thing that like, if only.
Amen. I did finally crack into it, and you know what? It's fun. It's fun. It's a Pokemon game that for the first time in a while, I opened it up, I started playing it, and I didn't immediately think, this is a lot of work. Like,
All right.
like I don't mind RPGs because they are a lot of work because, if you're going to have a game that has an 80-hour playtime, it's
Yeah.
got to have some substance to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
This one really genuinely just opens up, and the game literally goes like, "Here are the keys. Go have fun. Like, we'll see you later."
Nice.
Like, and I've been having a great time wandering around the random countryside. I most certainly have had a little bit of a challenge with Overwatch 2, in so much as, and you'll be shocked to hear this, queue times for support are less than 60 seconds. If you want to play as anything else, you're looking at 5 minutes plus. Um, I want to play as Reinhardt, okay? And there's only one tank now. So in order for me to do that, I either have to get a group of 5 people together, not as hard as it should be, now that it's crossplay, or I just solo queue it up and I queue as Reinhardt and I just sit and wait. And then people don't hear me, and then we die, and then I
Then
get
you
messages. And
Kick
then
your
I hate.
feet up and you get some reading done while you're waiting for that queue to go through.
By the way, 2 days this week,
Play a mobile game.
my wife and I left our copies of How We Stopped the Destroyers on respective countertops and almost took each other's books and like picked it up and moved, because I noticed my copy was not where I usually have it.
Open it to the bookmark. You're like, I haven't gotten this far. Oh no, spoiler.
Because I knew this was starting to happen, what I actually genuinely do is just look, and if it says the words autographed copy, I'm like, Claire, where's my copy of How We Stopped the Destroyers? Like,
She got one at the store with a sticker on it.
yes.
There you go. I wasn't intentionally trying to be like, ha ha ha, my book, but hey guys, look, my book. You should get a copy.
You should get a copy. Auntie, at least this is the very first and only blunder that Activision Blizzard has made in the last 5 years. Thank God they have such a squeaky clean record that this isn't just on the already burning pile of tires. On another note, I will say that I enjoyed playing Heroescape. Let me really quick look that word up.
Interesting. That's that feels like that comes out of a while ago.
No, not Heroescape.
Okay, I was gonna say
Hero Quest. Yes.
Okay,
This past
better.
weekend, my wife and I
I
went
did drop
and
a link for the book in the chat.
went to and visited our friends at Geek for All after work. So we got to their house at like 9 o'clock, knowing that we were going to be out of there by midnight.
Yup.
And we went there. We played a game of and I already forgot the name of the game. Good God,
Hero Quest.
Hero Quest. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And damn, that game is hard. You are not supposed to survive and win, and it was so much fun. It was
I like PvE games.
Yes.
I like PvE board games.
And it was the first time I have genuinely played a spellcaster in probably 5 years. And you know what I realized? I fucking hated it, and I won't be doing it for another 5. Spellcasting is stupid, and I hate it. I got stabbed to death as an elf. Because, by the way, in that game, the classes are Barbarian, Wizard, Dwarf, and Elf. Those are the 4. I know! So, one person wanted to play as Dwarf. One person already wanted to play the Wizard. So it left Barbarian, the class I usually wind up playing and everything, and Elf. And I was like, I'll play Elf. It'll be fine. I played that in the 90s and still have my copy. It can be so rough, but it was so fun. It was so much fun. And I had such a great time, even though I died, and I died first. And all my party literally went, so what do we do now that Dave's dead? And he went, well, let's just take this character off the board, put it over here, and let's keep going. They were like, so do we bring him back? And he goes, absolutely not. Like, when you finish the quest, you can go back to town and find someone who looks like Dave. But they're like, this person's dead and is no more. And if no one happened to be in the room, nobody would have gotten the like 60 something gold I was carrying. The quest, by the way, ended with Claire. She was playing as Steve. Could you look up who the father is in the Twilight books. He's ignoring me. Uh, okay. Um, Claire was playing as the wizard, and she chose to name the wizard. By the way, as the elf, chose to name it as Hanzo. Ha ha ha. And yes, Claire's wizard's title was Charlie Swan, Dilf.
Oh my
And
god.
did you know that Dilf took the money and fucking booked it out of that dungeon? So the Dilf survived to adventure another day. The rest of the party got absolutely murdered trying
That's
to look for
amazing.
a fleeing gargoyle.
Good job, Claire.
Um, and then yesterday I had a great time. Shout out to Love Alec for having me on playing V Rising. And again, my apologies to Alec, John, and Liget, and Kaisama for how absolutely potato I am with games that require me to have WASDA, the mouse, keyboard, and then move my hand away from WASDA to hotkey stuff. Because I tried. There is no controller support for V Rising. And I want that. I want that real bad. But
Oh,
that's
Dave.
in long form. That's what I've been playing and doing for the last 7 days. Boater, what have you been playing, watching,
I've been
and doing?
trying to get these weird crumbs out of the table. And other than that, not a whole lot new. Same things as last week. I mentioned when I finished Evangelion that I started watching Girls in Panzer with Steph and finished that. That only took about a week. Like, it's a lot easier to digest than Evangelion is as a show and is only 12 episodes. And we also watched the OVA of it where, like, in one of the episodes, it's like, all right, cool, we're facing this school next. Cut to that school getting defeated. So there's a 38-minute OVA that is basically an extra length episode that fits into that part. So we watched that as well. There is a feature film that takes place afterward that we haven't gotten to and that I actually haven't watched. I got it at one point and then totally forgot about it, and had almost forgotten that I had it. So we'll be watching that next. Other than that, not a whole lot. Still playing Witcher 3. Um, Still playing Batman: Arkham Asylum. And still playing Train Station 2 on my phone. Um,
So has Train Station beaten the quota of how long you thought it was going to be on your phone for?
no, uh, I'll be surprised if I'm still playing it, if I'm still engaging with it when the new year rolls over.
Okay.
Like, I'll give it a few weeks. I'll give it some time. There's an event going on, and I just during an event, there's also competitions within that run for like 3 days. So you get points for doing missions in there, and 20 minutes into it, I'm like, there is no way you are not spending money on completing these missions faster with that point total. So I got lumped in with some tryhards on this particular cycle for competition.
Oh no.
But I mean, I did well the previous one, so. Uh, and other than that, like, I've just been busy this weekend. Like, productive wise, I submitted
Good.
an entry for SaberComp, which is kind of a joke entry. It might not get accepted, but if it does, cool. If not, that's fine. And worked on captioning for Breakdown of 238 Hypatia because if all goes well, and I'm comfortable saying so on here, Breakdown of 238 Hypatia is going to be out on Prime Video Direct by Christmas.
Cool.
One of the things that it needs is captions, and so I spent a lot of time this weekend generating captions for it. And now that like the English captions are done, and I'm working on like duplicating that and copying over the Spanish translation that we did over the summer for Love and Hope International Film Festival. So
Let
getting
me
through that.
know when that comes to fruition because I know a lot of people who have Prime Video that will absolutely watch it.
Oh, absolutely,
Um,
yeah. I think that'll be cool to have that up on there. I like in the way that I've done a lot of promo stuff for the book, a lot of social media and talking about it, stuff like that. Like I did a poll on Mastodon yesterday that was, hey, of these character concepts, which one's your favorite? And then the one that won, I just posted a photo of their introductory page in the book. So it was kind of fun to do that. So similar to that, I'm going to do stuff like that with Breakdown of Two-Thread Hypatia as well.
So
So
again, Mastodon is new Twitter, right?
Mastodon is one of the things that people are migrating to as Twitter syncs.
Mastodon.
So
Because I know a band, Mastodon, and I like Mastodon a lot.
Mastodon is named after the band.
It is?
Yes.
Sold! I'm making a Mastodon account this weekend.
Cool. I can give you some. So the way Mastodon works is I mentioned it to you. There's multiple servers. Each server is run by whomever, but then it's an open source thing that runs it, and all these servers are able to talk to each other on a common protocol. Like how I can email someone with Gmail out of my Outlook and CC someone on Yahoo, and it just works. Mastodon is very similar to that, although still kind of going through growing pains, especially as tons of people migrate there. The central servers are blowing up so fast that I recommend finding a smaller, more niche server. Most of them are grouped by like interest. So Griff Kuba, for instance, is on I think a game dev server specifically. You can find like gaming ones. I'm on one that is like writing and philosophy because I'm like, hey, I do a lot of like writing and that kind of thing. So, but it's also like you can also just engage with the Mastodon. I hate this term, Fediverse. When the servers are connected, they're referred to as federated. So the Fediverse, you can just interact with that as a whole. Is fine too.
That's awesome.
The alternative that people are going to right now is Hive, which is only app based. There's no browser. They just released their Android app like 1 or 2 days ago. Before that, it was iOS only. There's 2 guys developing it. It is going to be more central, but I don't have faith in that scaling that well. Whereas if a lot of servers, if a lot of people go to Mastodon, they make new servers, and they have dedicated moderation teams and all that on depending on what server you go to. I all I know is when I went to the server that I'm on, Zirkus, zirk.us, and I saw like their server rules that is, all LGBTQ inclusive, no alt right, Nazi, whatever bullshit. It's a ton of things. I'm like, this looks like a good place to be. Like, kind of like a Discord server. Another way to think of it is that, like, finding a Discord server, but also they're all able to talk to each other. So, that's Mastodon.
Well, oh my god, we had a tie.
We have a tie. Does that mean we do both? Or does it mean that it goes to a runoff and we do the one that nobody voted for? The top ones get eliminated. The tie gets eliminated and we fall back.
Steve,
We can't even do like a runoff.
as our official producer,
Oh, flip a coin.
who gets the channel points?
Flip a coin.
You know what? We'll blind box it.
I don't have a coin.
Butter, just watch this. A or B? Which one wins the topic?
I know that A is the fucking red bean based thing, and B is the.
He may or may not have swapped those in an intentional attempt to deceive, or he may not, or he may, or he may not.
Is
Now,
there
what
a
you have
carrot
to
in the
ask
box?
yourself is, do not go up against a Sicilian when death is
Is
on the line.
Oh no, I do. Okay.
Is it
Describe great movie.
A or B?
I saw a really great
Who's getting the channel points back,
bunch
Steve?
of Tumblr posts this morning. A.
The mystery box it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you voted for the mystery box, and so many of you did, which means we get a story along with this one.
Oh,
because this one is actually been waiting in the wings for quite a while and
This
is
is
now
true.
more relevant than it was before. Because in our mystery box,
we haven't done mystery box since that nasty Mountain Dew.
our mystery box is containing 5 cool winter designs. Red colored cream, same taste. Joy Oreos.
Hooray! Hold on. Up.
Now, do you know why I'm angry about the fact that I have these?
Dave, why are you angry?
Do you know when I got these?
You got those in mid-October, didn't
I
you?
did get them in mid-October when there were Halloween decorations out. These existed. Not orange Oreos, the ones I like. No, the Chrysler ones.
The what?
The Chrysler ones. The Christmas time.
Right.
The Chrysler Oreos.
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler. And a very joyous Chrysler time to you and yours and yours alone. Now, it's not to say these aren't delicious because they
I
are
had no
delicious.
flake.
Do you want to be tossed one or do you want to pick one out? All right. I'm actually, you know what? It's a snowman.
This no man.
I'm going to toss this one to Steve. What is it?
What'd you get? Another snowman.
Do you want to eat a snowman?
Do you want to do a podcast? So the interesting thing, whenever I have Oreos, I always have double stuff. So I'm probably going to be like, oh, that's less cream than I am used to.
It probably is.
Yeah. Bing. There sure are Oreos.
Delicious, delicious Oreos.
Few things bring me such joy for such a short period of time as Oreos.
Do you want to take these home?
Yes.
Because I already have a packet of Oreos at home.
Steph, did you say I needed to pick up Oreos on the way home? We're good. I think she did tell me to pick up Oreos. Hold on. Let me see.
Please tell me that you were requested to bring Oreos home.
Just remember to grab Oreos on your way home.
Done. Sorry, we ate some of them.
I'm just replying to that message with good news.
Good news, everyone.
Yeah, and I will follow up with that GIF. Okay, so let's get a couple of news topics in. And then we have big announcements coming up. So one that I've got really quick. Okay, good. Demon Dragon Saw. I got the Oreos. We definitely ate about a dozen before taking them home. Don't say anything.
I was like, wait, is he covering for the fact that he's gonna sit in the driveway with Ronan and Katusha going, just sitting in the car going, ah.
Okay, so we were talking earlier about Activision Blizzard squeaky cleanness.
Oh yeah.
NetEase, which runs many games in China, including several Blizzard games, it's ending its license agreements with Blizzard. Starting January 23rd, the following games will no longer be available to play in China: Overwatch 2, Diablo 3, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Hearthstone, and Heroes of the Storm. China accounts for about 3% of Activision's revenues, about 10% of Blizzard's. And because of how the government of China works, you need to have a company within China that does that kind of thing. If you're an
Yes,
international
absolutely.
company. So NetEase has been that company. When this first broke, neither company had publicly said why they're splitting ways. But Simon Zhu, the president of Global Investment and Partnership at NetEase, said in a LinkedIn post where he was speaking rather candidly, as a gamer who spent 10,000 hours in the world of Azeroth, StarCraft, and Overwatch, I feel so heartbroken as I will not longer have the access to my account and memories next year. This might be translated, so I'm just doing this word from where I found this reported. This might be translated, or it might be English with typos because second language, who knows. One day, when what has happened behind the scene can be told, developers and gamers will have a whole new level understanding of how much damage a jerk can make.
A jerk! A jerk! You know who I know that is an enormous jerk? Our good friend, Bobby Kotick. Bobo! We're talking about you!
What else can I help you with?
You can leave any day now, is what you can do, Bobby.
You really could, Bobo. You could just fuck right off. Ah!
So yeah, so there wasn't a specific like, did negotiations break down here somewhere? Like, what exactly is going on? Um, the companies did later come forward and say a few things, but it's very much this kind of, oh, we're sorry this happening and cover their ass kind of thing. Mike Ibarra of the Blizzard president said in an email to employees, every few years we review our agreements with NetEase. We've been working through the process in good faith to extend our existing agreements. However, their approach was not aligned with our commitment to players, employees, or our operating principles.
Interesting. And but you know what? I like that it is indefinitely a corporate level disagreement thing
Yeah.
and not a one company did something really shitty over here and now one company is splitting away from.
Yeah, it's
Like,
so I'm of mixed feelings. Like, certainly I feel bad for Chinese players of these games that are no longer able to play them.
especially people who have been playing like World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Heroes of the Storm. Overwatch 2 hasn't been out for that long, but really Overwatch, because there are hundreds of thousands of hours
Mm-hmm.
in these games that is going to be unavailable if something is not tent posted up to
Yeah.
to get the games available to those folks.
On the other hand, China flexes a lot of power in the entertainment industry. Um, and they are such a big market that if they say, you can't have that, it can change the entire design of a game, the entire design of a movie, even. Like, there are movies that went through extensive post production, because like something spoke poorly. Uh, because someone spoke poorly of China that had to be like totally edited. There was let's see, uh, like, red blood can't be shown in games in China, so like sometimes it would be changed for that market, but other times it would just, the entire game as a whole would change and not have that. Just a bunch of things. I love Demon Dragon. Watch out, Blizzard! You may become a Tencent property. Again, I guess if the Microsoft sale doesn't go through, then sure. Oh my god. And we can talk a little bit about that going forward with all everything's coming up. But yeah, like, I feel that a company deciding to step away for whatever reason from the Chinese market is probably better for gamers in other markets. I'm the way that China flexes its regulatory power, using the
Okay.
fact that it has the largest or second largest population by country in the world. It and India, I know, are both like billion plus. Um, so politically, I'm like, this is fine. But again, personally, for the gamers that are in there, I do feel bad for them. Not saying they couldn't find other ways to get the games and be able to play them, but it's a lot more hoops to jump through. Not that I would condone such a thing. As much as I say, oh yeah, when we were talking about the worker right thing with the EU or whatever, it's like, worst places to live as far as,
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
if I live in a country where I could say you can just pirate it, and it's like, people frown on that, but I'm not getting in legal trouble. I'm not going to be thrown in jail for saying so.
Sorry, I do enjoy, speaking of which, when people come into Insane Games and are like, I certainly buy all my games, and I'm literally like, I have a Raspberry Pi. Like, don't, like, you're not like, I'm not going to be here and be like, "Rah!" Like, yeah, buy your cartridges. Like, listen, game.
So don't look at what was just said in chat. I'm going to work up to that in a joke. So again, NetEase and Blizzard have had a bit of a divorce. It's really sloppy. NetEase only wants visiting rights from Diablo Immortal, doesn't want the others to come back around. This breakup has been sponsored by NordVPN. Thank you, Demon Dragon, for that last bit.
Yes. Yes. Steve, let's try to get us a sponsorship with NordVPN.
So all we can get is Raid Shadow Legends and HelloFresh.
Speaking of the Activision Blizzard combination and our good friends over there at Activision Blizzard, it was recently leaked that in the negotiations
It's a
with
penguin.
of the Call of Duty franchise, that Microsoft has in the last 6 months reached out to PlayStation and Sony with a 10-year contract to keep Call of Duty on the PlayStation. Now, people found out about this, and they asked both Microsoft and Sony to talk about it, and both sides went, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know of what you see." And it'll be very interesting to see when or if those offers become public domain for us to see what was offered by Microsoft, who, if the sale of Activision Blizzard goes through, will own the Call of Duty franchises heretofore and set forward and errata.
Do we have a date for when we can expect the regulation stuff to clear on that?
I know the EU board has until the end of this month that was the 30-day period that they had to for their investigation. For they either have and it's
they have
very
to
simple.
Either say it's fine or we object
Or
by the end of the month.
And if they don't say, and if they haven't found any foundings of either way or don't say anything, it just gets tossed. And like, well, thanks for wasting all of our time. Approved. Like if the board, it's the thing I kind of like about those governing bodies going forward. But we shall see on that front.
So that merger is actually going to bring us to a bit of the last thing that we want to talk about, because that merger and all the other mergers that have come up this year we're going to come up with a whole lot more, but that's going to be one of the nominations for an award in this year's Nerdies. If you are new here, if you are a new viewer, last year, with about a week of planning time from start to finish, we decided to do an award show, and it was a lot of fun. We kind of threw it together really slapdash, but we had a great time doing it. And this year, we're getting a bit more of a jump on that. So, Dave, how would you describe the Nerdies? What can people look forward to? We're not going to talk about the whole format of the show quite yet, but we're going to give you some teases, and we're going to ask for some of your input.
The Nerdies are our love letter in the form of an award show to the gaming industry, to you, the viewers, and kind of a way for us to change up the format of Nerd Glasses, flex a little bit of mine and Boater's improvisation, and also skits, telling skills, and things like that. It's a lot of fun, and it's not meant to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
But it is serious to us because it matters.
We're passionate about it, but we're also having a lot of fun. And that kind of thing is best shown when we start to go through the categories that we've got for the Nerdies. Last year we had 4 categories. This year we are adding a 5th. And these are things that I think are very us. Do you want to intro one of the categories? And do we have the list of winners from last year? We really should have had the list of winners from last year.
The winners know who they are. The winners know who they are. And they need no introductions, and they certainly need no mention because we can't. But one of the topics we will be awarding is the worst game of the year, as voted on by myself, Boater, and Steve, and you folks.
Yeah. So with the worst game of the year. This is those things that we personally have some sort of experience with. There's a lot of games out there. There's a lot of bad games out there that we may not necessarily have played. We want to, we're going to be putting together our list of nominations from games that we've played that came out this year that whether they're so bad they're bad or so bad they're good or whatever. Just bad games. I think last year this one went to the GTA remastered trilogy.
It did because it was just that
It was
bad.
bad. Uh, another event, another one from last year was the Bowl of Petunias. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with their Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, this is the story that came up throughout the year that made you say, "Oh no, not again." Last year, I think it was NFTs and cryptocurrency that won, but I could be wrong with it. It might have been the Activision Blizzard lawsuit.
It was
It was
ActiBliz.
Activision Blizzard's lawsuit. Okay, cool.
Activision Blizzard just would not go away. NFT this year could, very much could. It had so much in it. We had a segment and then it
We
blew
made
up
it a-
its own segment.
We made it.
Like-
We made it a topic. We made it a weekly segment. So I don't know if that disqualifies it or really gives it the beans here. Um, for me, I'm definitely throwing those big name acquisitions into the hat. Tencent buying up everything in sight. Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. Sony buying Bungie. A ton of things like that. But Bowl of Petunias is one where we want to hear from you. So over the next couple weeks, if you think of a news story that you just kept hearing throughout the year, this kept coming up, this kept rearing its ugly head. We want you to tell us on social media, tell us on our personal ones, Boater Bug on basically everything, DM314 and a few others. You can follow us in, hold on, soda. You can follow us in the Discord down below and leave us a message there. Say, here's my nomination for the Bowl of Petunias. And we'll put together a list. We will choose from the nominations. And the actual nominees will be announced later on for all of these. But Bowl of Petunias is one where we want to hear from you.
Another one of our returning ones. There are so many things that happen in the year of gaming, and we want to recognize one of the gaming events. Last year, our good friend, our confidant, and also Hideo Kojima's confidant, was a winner in the
Yep.
Game Awards. Could they be two-time Nerdy Award winners? We'll see, but we would love to hear your input on the best gaming event of the year. Be it an online-only announcement full of trailers and things like that, be it an in-person convention you went to around gaming and gaming culture and gaming community and things like that. And we would love some suggestions and then some votes for best gaming event.
A new category this year is going to be the viewer's choice. And this is one where we are actually going to be working with a lot of the shows here on the network to kind of make sure that people who are aware, like Tuesday night isn't the only night on the network. There's stuff 7 days a week.
So that you can take your favorite Insane Games TV program and have it recognized for your viewership, for your support, and your things. And we will be having a Viewer's Choice Award for your favorite Insane Games TV program of the last year.
Yep. So again, that's going to be when voting opens up. Dave, does Nerd Glasses qualify for that?
I
award,
mean, it's a
or-
little unfair because we've really already won. I mean, but
So- Oh, Dave, we should call this runner-up viewer's choice.
do an elaborate thing where Nerd Glasses wins the Viewer's Choice Award, and then the runner-up. You know what? Yes, runner-up Viewer's Choice. Since
Viewer's
Nerd
choice
Glasses
has already gone to Nerd Glasses, but you'll have the opportunity to vote on the runner-up for Viewer's Choice again when we open voting in just a couple weeks. The final category, of course, we can't call ourselves an award show focused around gaming without awarding a game of the year. And again, we're not really going to be accepting nominations on this one because to keep it kind of Nerd Glasses focused, it's ones that the three people in this room have played. Me, Dave, or Steve, we're going to be doing our nominations, but you will still get the chance to vote. What that means is that a game that just came out, like God of War Ragnarok, will not be on that list.
Haven't played it yet.
Because we haven't had the chance to play it. Dave is still stuck at the same door in God of War that he's been in front of for 5 years. It's true. So, how is that even a question?
I know.
Yeah. So the things that we either have played or have been otherwise immersed in.
I'm gonna spray paint the runner-up award silver. There's gonna be a silver set of glasses.
I love it. I love it. But the great thing of that is that is still something that's going to be able to sit on another set. And that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, so what we're asking from you is over the next couple weeks, let us know your nominations for the Bowl of Petunias and for the Best Gaming Event. We'd love to hear that from you. What stuck out to you? Because those are things that we'd love to hear about. Some of these things that may have passed us by and that we still think are really important. But Game of the Year, Worst Game of the Year are going to be more starting from our wheelhouse that you will still be able to vote on. Voting will open in just a couple weeks, and we will be announcing that on. Well, let's see. Voting will start December 6th. We're taking a couple weeks to accept nominations. Voting will begin on December 6th and run for almost 2 weeks. The Nerdies themselves are going to be, why didn't I write down that? Are going to be on December 20th.
Mark your calendars! Get your popcorn and start getting tickets because they are certainly going to be on pre-sale on Ticketmaster starting on the 6th.
God.
And don't buy them from scalpers for any reason.
Or just tune in to twitch.tv/InsaneGamesTV _ at 7:45 p.m. Eastern for the Nerd Glasses podcast, broadcasting the Nerdies straight to you.
We are going to be opening it up for a live audience because nothing screams a word show like having a smaller than you expected but more people than you expected amount of audience.
This is
live.
Simultaneously more and less people than I ever thought would be here.
What if the scalper is Dave in disguise? Well, Taco Pill, you've just written a sketch we're absolutely going to film where I am going to put on a fake mustache and go, hey, heard you didn't get your tickets to the Nerdies. I've got some front row seats right here for the great cost of. And then,
oh my God! And then we just cut to Bro Dave sitting in the front row.
Boo! This sucks.
That's
actually
the thing,
no.
too.
That's what we're gonna do. Bro Dave is gonna be scalping tickets to the Nerdies.
Because you can trust Bro Dave. That's the thing about the Nerdies too, is that it's not just awards. We do have fun with segments in between. I think it's going to run over the normal hour time span, but again, we are still firming up some of the details in the show itself. But we're giving ourselves a month to do the show. Last year we had a week. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So again, the timeline is right now. Submit to us your nominations via social media and on Discord for the Bowl of Petunias. Again, that is the story in gaming that just wouldn't go away. Made you go, oh no, not again.
And the Best Gaming Event Award.
Yes. 2 weeks to get those nominations into us. Then we bring the final nominees out on December 6th, where you will have one more week to vote on those, to decide across all of our social media, in Discord, whatever, to decide the winners of the 2022 Nerdies, and also the runner-up for Viewer's Choice.
I love that we keep this format fluid because I love that idea.
Because you can see the moment where that occurred to me. That was on the air. We had Viewer's Choice. We workshopped the title for a good 10 minutes before we went live. And then I'm just like, runner up! This is going to be a lot of fun. And of course, part of the thing that makes it so much fun is the involvement of all of you. So please get us nominations, be ready to vote, and look forward to some great entertainment and guest presenters and all the things that make an award show fun. We are going to put our own Nerd Glasses spin on it.
Pies will be thrown, music will be played over presenters to get them to shore up their time, and I will certainly
Oh my God.
certainly not walk on Legos barefoot. Just saying.
I need to get Trombone Champ on loudspeakers, and after someone started speaking for too long, just start doing the entertainer on Trombone Champ. Voter on Trombone Champ for musical
I
guest.
do have a couple ideas for musical guests for things we can do, including someone who's not sitting currently in the room to do some music, and we will workshop all of this, and we would love your guys' input on it. Make sure to join the conversation with us here in the stream, on the VODs, on our social
Discord.
medias, and things like that.
Yeah. Again, like we say, it's fluid. We're coming up with ideas as we're live, so it's going to be a great time, and we hope to see you there.
You know what's going to be a great time, Boater?
I was just about to outro. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, no. There's some fun news. Activision Blizzard was nice enough to actually hand us a story 1 minute before we went live.
Do I need to get Conspiracy Baseball?
Overwatch. No. Conspiracy Baseball is taking the week off. He's in Cucamonga. Overwatch announced that the tank that they had announced during the Overwatch League finals, Ramatra, the new tank that's going to be coming out, well, we're getting our gameplay trailer this Friday on their YouTube channel, and I cannot wait to see how Ramatra plays, because he is a character like a character I like to play, Zenyatta.
Okay.
He's a tank, he's going to be big, he's going to be smashy, and Null Sector's leader will be live, and more information hopefully coming about when we will be playing with Ramatra. Also, this past week, the folks at Nintendo were nice enough to announce that the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC Wave 3 was going to be coming out. 8 tracks spanning Mario Kart's history from the DS, the Game Boy Advance, and Mario Kart Tour will be coming and be available Wednesday, December 7th.
Ooh.
And that day is going to be a very special weekend Wednesday, because we will be firing up Mario Kart and playing those tracks. I've already contracted Steve. He will be racing on that weekend Wednesday, and I'm hopefully trying to get some of the folks from Dreamemers. Hopefully we'll lure Dan into the studio to play some of the tracks, but we shall see. One last very big, very important news before we go, because this absolutely needs to be said during the program. It is one of the most important stories we are going to break here
Dave,
on the Nerd Glasses podcast.
Every time you say something like that, I worry.
Ladies and gentlemen, fire up your consoles and ask yourselves, but where is the earth-shattering kaboom? That's right, Marvin the Martian is coming to multiverses.
I'm interested in multiverses.
They've peaked. They're already over it. But the last story I really wanted to talk about was Marvin the Martian is coming. But
come on.
the
We're gonna have breaking
Grammys
news for the next hour.
The Grammys have announced that they are adding a best score or soundtrack for video game or other interactive media next coming this year at the Grammys, and the nominees are interesting for the first ever Grammy Award of its kind. The list of nominees for the Grammy for the best score or soundtrack for video games and other interactive media are Aliens Fireteam Elite, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Call of Duty Vanguard, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and Old World. 5 games that cover such different fan bases and music and things like that. I am so excited for that, and really genuinely couldn't let that story go without talking about it on air. Previously, video games were entered into different categories, such as best score or things like that, and they will now have their own category to be entered in and to win, and to be recognized for their hard work at the Grammys. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see who wins that one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a neat year for awards. Again, Markiplier being nominated for an Emmy for In Space with Markiplier is really cool. So yeah, it's
Put a
good to
lot of
see.
work into it, and
Yeah.
I'm glad he's getting recognized for it, because damn.
Yeah.
Like,
Anyway, and of course the Nerdies coming up on December 20th as well. So keep your calendar marked for that, as well as for next week when we're right back here on the Nerd Glasses podcast, 7:45 Eastern at Insane Games TV. We hope to see you here. In the meantime, I've been Boater.
I've been Dave, man.
We hope you stick around for Shovelware Shack right after this with Steve, and we'll see you there. Bye, everybody.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen.
One
Unfortunately,
more breaking news.
our cohort Steve is feeling a little bit under the weather, and so this gives you a whole week to get hyped for the return to the shack next week,
Next week.
after Nerd Glasses.
Next week, not this week. Next week.
Sleep
Okay, thanks.
well.
Bye.
Bye.